Hello, Mr. James. This is your number one fan in the entire world. I go by Prime LeBron on social media. I am going to your game tonight against the Magic. Was wondering if you could take a second after the game to take a picture with me in the tunnel? It would make my dreams come true and be the best moment of my life. It's okay if not. I completely understand how busy you are. I also wanted to let you know that you're the greatest athlete, basketball player, and physical specimen our planet has ever seen. Don't think it's particularly close either. The way you dragged your team to the finals in 2007, 2015, and 2018 was truly incredible. Anyways, sorry if I bothered you. Just wanted to send my respects and let you know how much us true fans appreciate everything you do for the sports world. Thank you for being an inspiration to myself and millions of other fans for so many years now. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch basketball again after you're gone. Unless, of course, Bronny and Bryce are playing. Keep on being the greatest at everything you do, King. Good luck in tonight's game. I know you'll play great. Hashtag strive for greatness. Hashtag bigger than basketball. Hashtag more than an athlete. Holy fuck, that was so hard to read, man. Jesus. I've had that in my DMs for literally months now. I don't even know if that's weeks. Probably, well, at least 2 months. At least 2. And I just felt like it was too, whatever the fuck it was, to not have it here in some essence. This nigga is out of pocket. He's something. It's just, this is what LeBron fans at their zenith look like. And it's worth sharing. On a side note, happy birthday to my nigga LeBron James. I don't even want to call him that. Happy birthday to this great, great man blessed upon planet Earth that is LeBron James. We do have the same birthday, so that day when he released that video of him calling himself the GOAT, if it was any other fucking day, because after it's been a few days now, I'm looking back, it's like, that's some really stupid, annoying shit to say. But I retweeted it the moment I saw that the video dropped on Bleacher Report or whatever. Because it's his birthday. It's our birthday, goddammit. And if he feels like calling himself the GOAT today, he has that right. And I will support him 100%. So he caught me on the perfect day to turn me into a bronsexual. But looking back at it a couple days later, if you have not seen, I haven't seen the full thing yet. I just saw the snippet of what he said about him being the GOAT. And it annoyed me, I think, more because Michael Jordan never said that himself. And you know how much of an all-around just dickhead Jordan was, punching teammates in the face. Mike never said that about himself. You know, in all his eternal narcissism, he never said that about himself.
If you care about being called the greatest basketball player ever, does that matter? Do you want that?
I don't want it in a sense because I think it disrespects Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, you know, all the guys that prior to me, I never had a chance to play against. You know, what everybody's saying I am, I never had the chance to compete against other legends that was prior to me. When I hear it, I cringe a little bit because, you know, it's a little bit embarrassing because no one knows, you know. I never had the chance, once again, to play against those guys, you know. I would love to have played against them, but I never did, you know. And for you to say that I'm better than him, I mean, it's your opinion. You know, it's their opinion. I accept that as their opinion. If you ask me, I would never say that I'm the greatest player, you know, and that's because I never played against all the people that represented the league prior to Michael Jordan.
I'm mad he says Jerry West in the clip too, but he still like pays homage to dudes like Wilt, who really, I don't know if there's anyone all time who could ever beat Wilt in a game on one-on-one. I can't see it. Who would do it? Tell me who would do it. Who would beat Wilt? The fact that LeBron wanted to call himself the GOAT is cool. I like the confidence. I fuck with that attitude because I like calling myself things sometimes, just speaking it. It's nice to say it. But I don't think he really means that yet, man. I think he just said it because we're in the age of social media and where everybody in the world is going to start talking about the fact that he said that, including me on this podcast right now. It just creates conversation, even if it's not true. I would do it if I was him too, because I'd be like, why not? Just have everybody talk about it for a little bit. on today being my birthday. Why not? All right, this is a really special tweet that I'm about to open, right? I purposely did not open this until I was ready to talk about it with the microphone in front of me. So I was on Twitter, just casually scrolling, minding my business one day, and this is weeks ago, and I remember how triggered I was. I read a tweet that said, "Don't let nonchalant men fool you. Nonchalantness is a strategy in relationships. Do not respond to it by doing more labor, being sweeter, and trying to get him to care." Okay. Okay. Now, you know why I'm laughing? Not because that was really annoying to say. I'm laughing because it has 30,000 likes. That means there are 30,000 hurt ass girls. I don't think we're given as men enough. We're so attacked in 2018. Going into 2019, we're so attacked, man. You can't go on the internet for too long without just these women out here lashing at us. It's apparently now we're manipulators because we just don't give a fuck. That's hurtful, man, because I'm personally just focused on other shit. Sometimes it might take a while to like reciprocate the energy that you're giving me. But I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's unrealistic to say that, because like it's a personality trait to just be kind of that laid back as far as when you're thinking emotionally or looking for a relationship. That's actually, I read some real shit though. In the comments of that, there was a reply by verified account, the Dr. Tracy McMillan Cottom. She or he who cares least controls the relationship. For the most part, that is true. The person who does care the least or is the least emotionally invested in the relationship is going to be the one that controls it, because that means they're more prepared to let it go, and whoever is more prepared to let it go is more in power of it, really, because the person who doesn't want to let it go is because they're going to feel pain or be hurt over it. The person who doesn't care isn't going to care when it's gone. So don't just be out here accusing all of us of being fucking manipulators. That shit ain't fair. You know, me personally, I don't do that on purpose. I don't mean to hurt y'all in any way. You know, I'm a wholesome ass man. Don't fall for anyone who starves you of affection as a strategy to tip the scales. Manipulators love to use affection to condition you. If you catch yourself salivating like Pavlov's pup because you got a response after 3 days of silence, walk away. Now, I love the fact that she didn't say a specific gender in here, either a man or a woman, right? It's very fair, because a manipulator can be either. As soon as you scroll down, the first replies, men show enthusiasm for... The first word was men. The first word was men. Men show enthusiasm for all the things we wish they wouldn't do. Don't let them claim that being dry or nonchalant is a part of their quote-unquote personality. Okay. I want to high five whoever the nigga is that hurt her. I don't think these girls are aware of the fact that in the dating climate of, I guess 2019, yeah, officially now, girls are they do the same thing. Girls are niggas out here, man. They move like niggas. They move like players like I have never seen in just my days of being around general men. You know, women be on their shit nowadays. So I don't think it's fair to throw that dirt on us when it's kind of on y'all too. I've seen women that are like that too, and it bugged the fuck out of me, because you know I was into them. But yeah, it ain't just us no more. Y'all have evolved. And I think if man or woman, if you like salivating like that over getting a response from somebody that you haven't heard from in a little bit, I think that's more on you. You know, you gotta reel yourself back in a little bit. You might not notice it, but I think it's more your responsibility on that end, because I'm about reciprocating energy that I'm given now. I don't try to give too much. I don't try to give too little to manipulate anything. Because if you come in with that energy, in my opinion, you're not a manipulator, but you're able to see the energy the other person is coming with fairly easier. And then from there, you can calculate how you want to handle the situationship.
If someone doesn't text me back in like a day and a half, like if I don't hear from a dude that I've been talking to consistently in like 2 days, the normal ego-based me would be like, what are you doing? You don't care about me. Like, do you not think this is rude? But it's like, no, I think this is rude. I miss him. I want to be talked to. But does this change the fact of what do I know of him? He's expressed that he likes me. He's expressed that he thinks I'm beautiful. He's expressed that he's thinking of me. What else do I know about him? And he's ambitious and work-oriented. Like, he's never done anything to harm me. Like, chances are he's probably just busy or has a lot on his mind. Wait a couple days. Then he ends up hitting you anyway later on. But the entitlement of feeling like this nigga got 15 minutes, like, where is the bubble on my phone? Like, where's the white bubble? Hurry up. It's like that's what kills relationships, is what kills your joy in life, because you're expecting
entitlement
too
and
much.
expectation.
You see that? That's a smart fucking human being right there. Just a very smart, just reasonable individual. Shout out to my girl SZA. Now obviously, like 3 days, whatever, how much she said is just unrealistic, too much. I would be pissed off at that. Honestly, I'm really upset that I'm in like the prime of my quote unquote dating life in 2019, in the climate that is 2019, because it's so different. I mean, like, just hearing like my brother, for example, talk about how different it is now that you have to like talk all throughout a day, whereas he's in his 30s, so when he was my age, he was going through the era of only 3 minutes after 9 o'clock, you know what I mean? And there's a limit to how many texts you can probably send in like a month or some shit, unless you get some kind of expensive ass package. That was the good old days. Dead ass. Like, I only really have to talk to you when we see each other. And that's not me trying to be a dick. It's just like, that's when people communicate the best. You see body language, you hear tone. You know how many times I swear people tell me something that's just like super fucking disrespectful, but with another tone. It's because of the tone I read it in. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's just me. I'm kind of an old soul when it comes to that. Because look, right? One time, actually, I don't really suggest, but if you want to do this, I think it would be super fucking funny. And if you do, then let me know on Twitter or somehow that you did this. I want to know what happened. This is a social experiment. I was talking to this girl on Bumble. It's like a way classier version of Tinder. I suggest y'all fuck with Bumble one time. Just cause it's different. It's different. And so the girl has to message you first, right? So she had just matched me and messaged me one day, and then the next day we talked a little bit. But then there was a period where I didn't answer her in a chunk of the day. So when I get back home that night, I messaged her back, and I was like, "My bad, I was with my girlfriend. I just got home though." Look, I'm just super. I'm playful like that. You see, and you wouldn't know I was being just a dickhead unless you heard me say that, because I'm super like purposeful, right? And by that I mean like I didn't put no emojis, I didn't put no LOL. I really wanted to see if I could make her think that I was just being that serious. And before I could even message her that it was a joke, she unmatched me. I just thought it was so worth it though, because I'm still laughing at that shit to this day. It's great. So if you do that, let me know what happens. For those who don't know, I usually don't do an intro, but for those who don't know, this is a very good friend of mine, recording, writing, music artist, next up and coming big thing, Ollie Walter.
What's up, man? What's up? What's good? What's going on?
How are you, man? How's your day going?
I'm good, man. How are you? I'm just quiet, lazy Sunday, but I'm chilling. I'm excited, man.
It's a Karma Chameleon Sunday in this household.
Oh man, this is really surreal. I've been a fan of the channel for so many years.
On purpose, right?
What do you mean?
This is really.
Yeah, of course. I think I made this pun a few years ago, and I just stick to it. This is quite surreal, because I've been a fan of your channel since like 2K14, I think. So yeah, it's quite mad.
Like, I think anybody who has played since back then knows the feeling of hearing patch 4 and just like, ugh.
I think the thing about 2K15 is that, like, I personally, I think 2K15 is my favorite 2K, because I think they did it really well. Yeah, I think they did the card design really well. I think like the sets when they like the Dunk the Funk series and stuff like that. That was always really fun. Like
And
you
everything
just
in
get
the game was really good. Like the gameplay was really good up until patch 4, and Park was really popular.
yeah, and like the Onyx cards as well. Like there was the community as well. Like I think that was when it was at its peak because you had obviously like I used to be really into like the Two Bros Gaming, like the Budget Ballers. They were really good.
Well, everybody was kind of in their heyday at that time.
Yeah,
like content, I think.
Oh, fully. Like I think that was when
still posting too.
Yeah, the Smooth. What? The Smooth's not post anymore.
I read in a chat that I'm a part of that he posted a My Team gameplay the other day, but I have not gone out my way to check because I didn't believe it.
After this, I'm gonna have to go and watch it because I want to see that. Hearing him go splat like for the memories was like might just be worth it just for old time's sake. But everyone was in there. Like I remember, like Jessa came up, like Cash.
Yeah, that's when Jessa like popped.
Yeah, Cash. Like I haven't watched Cash's videos in so long, but like they always used to give me a really good laugh when he'd do like the sneaker shopping videos and stuff like that, or he'd like play 2K
vlogs.
Yeah, no, his and as well, like when he used to play My Team online and just like troll like 15-year-olds.
Pause the mic, right, and just talk shit.
Yeah. Those were the days. Yeah.
Is it that bad on FIFA? Like, are people that I know people sweat, but do people like annoyingly talk shit like they would in 2K? Because you know what 2K kids are like.
Well, like. Yeah, I mean, like when I left the 2K community, it must have been 2016, I think.
Right about there.
It was when I picked up FIFA, and then obviously they'd introduced Foot Champs, which is this whole new thing. But like, it was like introduced as like the best like 40 games a weekend, which like disgusting. You should not be playing 40 games a weekend. Yeah. It's not good for your health. But like, with when they offer really good rewards for it, people are willing to do it, and they're gonna do it. Like they're gonna win in any way possible. So like you're gonna get people that are playing like the sweatiest teams, and like I've had some messages in the past. Like I remember I was like in extra time I beat some guy on Foot Champs, and then he like sent me a message claiming that I'd like hacked his profile because he couldn't pause and make subs. Like it's really bad when it comes to talking shit.
If I was better at FIFA, I could have been quite a decent FIFA YouTuber. Because I would do like really trolly shit, like just like you ever seen the video of KSI where he just had this dude spam messaging him back when it was like Xbox 360?
FIFA 12, yeah.
I would do stuff like that all the time.
Do you know what? He's one of the guys I miss being in his heyday. Is KSI. Okay. I mean, like KSI's content's crazy because he went from like being a FIFA YouTuber and making like FIFA 12 videos, and now he's like. And obviously, like he'd do like setup videos, and it was literally like his bedroom, like a HD PR, and like an Xbox, like a white Xbox,
it looked like
and you could
room.
Yeah, literally. And like now he's like they've bought houses. He's like done multi-million like dollar films, like boxing matches that have probably raked in more money than we will ever see. It's like it's crazy. I mean, like I personally don't watch their content anymore, but I have to give them like a huge level of respect for managing to like create an empire from just making like videos in your bedroom. Like that's the dream. I think any kid that watches YouTube videos is one day like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just make videos and make money out of it. You know
I think that's why YouTube has become more saturated in the last couple of years, but I also think that's why YouTubers are like on the way that they're on now, because people are starting to take notice that like there's talent on that site, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think like as you was, but I think any good idea, anyone's gonna kind of try to jump on it. Do you know what I mean? And try to be like, oh, I could do that, and then try and like start making YouTube video. And it's cool, but like it makes it even harder. Now I think it's a lot like music now. It's like it's very difficult to discover who's really good. Do you know what I mean? And who's like
especially with SoundCloud is saturated more than anything, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, like the whole new rap wave, like I love the whole new wave of rappers, but like there's just so much saturation. Like one person comes up with something and then like everybody copies it, and you've got like all of these new wave rappers that like they sound similar, and like they have similar aesthetics as well, music videos. Like when I became a Playboi Carti fan, for example, in like 2017.
Carti fan? Yo, shit, I didn't even expect
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I became a Carti fan in 2017, like I don't think a lot of people would have like recognize me. Do you know what I mean? To be a Playboy Carti fan,
Yeah.
but like I've kind of like recognized how good like Playboy Carti is, like especially like Pierre Bourne as well as production. Who else do I like that like you'd be surprised? No, I agree. Who else? I'm a huge Pusha T fan, obviously.
Really?
Yeah, I love
So
that.
you
That
like real hip hop too, like real.
yeah.
hip-hop.
I originally got into hip hop by listening to like the classics. Do you know what I mean? So like Illmatic, Aquemini, Ready to Die.
I actually never listened to Illmatic all the way through up until 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why it took me so long, but when you say like your favorite rap album ever, I'm thinking more a little later, but more when I got to the country and started listening to it. So like Get Rich or Die Trying.
I was about to say Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. I tell you what, as well, some of the more modern albums as well. Like I don't want to say it, but Take Care as well, straight classic.
Let's not call that a rap album. We can call it a classic.
Okay. Okay. No, but there's some hard verses on there. There's some hard verses.
Like he had what was on there? 0 to 100. Was 0 to 100 on there? Nothing was the same.
Here we go.
Hell yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, Lord knows.
Lines.
Yeah, The Real Her. Or to be fair, a lot of the Ride as well with The Weeknd.
Crew Love.
Yeah. What else is on that? Hang on.
Over My Dead Body. I'm mad I didn't know this track list. This is a classic. That's why I know the track list.
Exactly. I mean, like, it brings me so much nostalgia because I remember being like 14, 15, going back. I remember like getting first like into Drake and like listening to like a lot of those albums in like the summer of like 2016 or something like that, and being like, I'm just like freaking out. And I don't know why.
Fan too. I think 16.
Yeah. Oh no. If you're reading this, it's too late as well. Like we can call that rap.
Fall off because I Love Nothing was the same.
Really?
Yeah. I know it's kind of weird. Most people, they actually. I think I'm in the minority of not liking If You're Reading This Too Late.
That was when. It was before like I think I got Spotify. I remember I went on holiday, and I was like basically a broke ass at the time. I'd like downloaded all of these albums illegally. Sorry if anyone's listening.
We all did. It's okay.
Yeah, but I had all of these. I think I had The Life of Pablo, Rodeo, and If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Pablo is an underrated album.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm going to ask you this question now. What is your Kanye album ranking? Like, what would you rank the albums?
You know, I've never done that. I've never. It was only just within the last year that I fully decided that my favorite Kanye album is Graduation.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is my favorite Kanye, and I realized that was my favorite album by Kanye because on the day that I actually graduated for my associates, I was listening to Graduation without knowing that I was listening to Graduation. So I didn't go to the album and just start playing it. I was just flipping through my songs, and every time I played a song, it was off of Graduation. So my algorithm just picked up. I kept playing songs from it, obviously. But that's when I was like, wow, this is my shit.
I have a similar story to that, right? Because for the last 2 years, for some reason, I end up binging The College Dropout during exam season. Like, when I know I've got exams coming up, all I listen to is The College Dropout.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why, but like, I seem to levitate towards like listening to like School Spirit, all of those like school-related albums, and I don't know why, but I like always end up listening to it.
It's all a place in our head or a place in our memory somewhere. Cause see, College Dropout, dope album too, but when I think College Dropout, I'm thinking I was in like middle school, 6th to 8th grade, somewhere around there, and I like still kind of fitting into just like being like an American now. That the music didn't resonate with me as much then, but Graduation, I was fully into high school. I had like my new set of friends. Like that was a cooler time, so the music have a different feeling when I think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you completely. I think Graduation is like, it's like the fans album. Do you know what I mean?
And the artwork. I love the artwork on Graduation. The bear, I want to get it tatted maybe one day.
I was thinking about that as well. The bear is insane. Yeah, no, the only reason I can't fully commit to getting a Kanye tattoo is for the recent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
think.
I was actually gonna buy a pair of Yeezys, the static ones, if you follow those. But
Yeah.
because of all his fuck shit, I'm just like, I can't contribute my money to this.
I can't. Like, I remember sitting in the summer. I was like, I might get a Kanye tattoo next year, and then I was like, all of this stuff still happened, and I'm just like, I know, like, that a lot of it is Kanye being Kanye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not an excuse for Kanye, but like, the Kanye fan, he pulls this.
Because you always have to throw that disclaimer, like, it's not okay, but
Yeah.
this is him. Like, we gotta take the bad with the good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before even like The Life of Pablo came out, all of this shit he was pulling, like coming for Wiz Khalifa and like tweeting all this shit, and then like this year he's done like the Trump stuff, and it's just like, it's very hard to like defend Kanye, but you just kind of expect it when there's like music coming. You just kind of have to just like expect this whole cycle where he says some dumb shit, and then he does some dumb shit, and then the album comes out, and then he disappears. But yeah, that's just Kanye for you.
Your favorite Kanye album is?
Oh, it changes, but like now I'd probably have to say, it's so difficult to pick, but I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with A Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think I have.
I
To.
did not see that
Yeah.
coming. Okay.
I'm torn between Dropout and Twisted Fantasy. Like sometimes I'll listen to like Yeezus for like weeks on end, and then I'll be like, because it's great, but like everyone seems to hate Yeezus. I don't know why. Like DJ Academics, like whenever someone mentions Yeezus to him, he's just like,
Yeah.
trash.
Why?
Yeah, like
I listened to Yeezus. Wait, willingly?
yeah. Hang on. On Site, great track. Black Skinhead, great track. I Am a God, great. New Slaves, great. Hold My Liquor, great. I'm In It, disgusting, but great. Guilt Trip, great. Send It Up, great. Bound 2, great. I don't see what's bad about it, being honest.
Okay, fair
Like-
enough. I can't combat that because I technically haven't given Yeezy a full listen, but I just
Have you
know
not?
that I didn't enjoy what I heard of it.
What was the Complex show with Joe Budden and Academics?
Everyday Struggle.
Yeah, Everyday Struggle. Yeah. And they used to like. I remember they did a whole segment on Kanye and like Kanye albums, and like they fully went to town on how bad Yeezus was, and I was just like, it can't be that bad. And then I gave it a full listen, and it ended up being like one of my favorite Kanye albums. So I think I know it's gonna be a hot take, and I'll probably get heat for it in comments, but I'm probably gonna have to say, I don't want to say it, but 808s and like Yay are like probably my least favorite Kanye albums. I don't know why, but I just haven't gravitated towards 808s as much as like other people have. So
All right,
I
ladies
guess-
and gentlemen, it's been a great day. I'll catch you all on the flip. Thank you for coming, Ollie.
no problem. Good shit. You trolling? Yeah. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, hang on. Kanye albums very hard to rank because they're all so good. They're like, you're almost gonna end up saying that one's bad when it's not. But like, if I rank a Kanye album bad, it's like at lowest like a solid 8. Do you know what I mean? Out of 10. So like,
How'd you feel about Ye, the one that came out this year or 2018?
do you know what? I really enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah, I did too, actually.
a lot of people say it was lazy, and it was like, because a lot of people will give that criticism that Ye was made, because obviously Ye, he made it in like a week or something like that, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I kind of have to give him the artistic credit for putting together an album in a week. Like, not many people can put like 7 songs together in a week and like have them like completely come from nowhere. And I think there were so many good songs. Like All Mine was a great song. Yikes was great. Ghost Town, great. Violent Crimes. I thought about Killing You even. Like the intro was funny.
I felt like Killing You was very interesting. I liked it in a weird way because it's like,
It's quite intrusive. Like you feel like you're inside his mind.
yeah,
It's where,
it's like he's thinking it, right? And you're just hearing his thoughts.
However, Kids See Ghosts, on the other hand, was my album of the year. I
And
think.
I haven't listened to the 2 albums of 2018 that I have on my listen list. are
Yeah.
Kids See Ghosts and what's the one by Nipsey, Victory Lap, I think
Yeah,
it's called.
Victory Lap. Yeah.
Those are my
Well,
two to listens still.
Nipsey, I remember like I discovered Nipsey through you because you always used to play Candy
Yeah,
by
I've played a
Kanye
couple of his
Store.
songs, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
I've never been into him.
And the weirdest thing is, right, is that like I was never like properly into him. I just thought he was just like some random rapper. And then like I checked the credit list, obviously like for the Grammys this year, and then I saw he was nominated alongside like Pusha T, and like I think Drake is nominated for a Best Rap Album. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he wasn't, honestly.
oh yeah, of course. But that's the Grammys for you, isn't it?
Instead of your favorite Kanye album,
Yeah.
what's your favorite production on a Kanye album? Which was your favorite produced Kanye album?
Okay, so we're talking out of his 7 or 8 albums, what's the
Yeah.
best production?
And I think that's Graduation. That's why I asked that.
I mean, the crazy thing about Kanye albums is that they all appeal to like different kind of like vibes. So you've got like the College Dropout, Late Registration, like the classic soul sample sped up, and then it like you've got someone rapping on it, and like that's great. But obviously, like if we're talking what's got the most interesting and unique, then we're probably talking Graduation or Twisted Fantasy. I think it matches like Kanye's career perfectly though, because I think that was when he hit like the big time. Do you know what I mean? That was like his
Zenith. I think that was.
yeah, that was his like huge album that like pushed him into like the forefront. What people don't I think underrate about Kanye is that like he's also a producer as well as a rapper, and like you think that like not a lot of rappers make their own stuff and like engineer it to sound a certain way like Kanye does, and I think that's what leaves him like at the top of his like field, because I don't think any other rapper does what he does. So
You know who's a rapper that does more than you'd imagine, actually, and you probably wouldn't think.
are you gonna say Russ?
No.
I think you're gonna say Russ. I was like, no, please don't. Go on, who?
Tory Lanez. You know he edits his own videos, the ones that gets posted on his YouTube channel.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he edits his own music videos.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
See, he's one of those. That's why I'm a big fan of him, because he's not just the Midas touch guy that makes the song sounds good. He's actually a creative. The Glam Tape is that was your first. Is that technically an EP?
Yeah, it's an EP.
Right.
Yeah.
So it dropped in November or December?
November. 6th of November 2018.
November.
Yeah.
So I gave it another listen the other night.
Yeah.
And I have a really actually before I tell you about my favorite.
Okay.
The reason I segued it to production is because I really enjoy the overall production on your entire thing. It was so It was a part of the creativity of the whole project.
Yeah, Let It Home. Yeah.
Even the ending verse where it's purposely put on the phone, like it was super impactful to me. It made it more. It felt more than it would have felt if it was someone singing it. You know, on being.
Yeah.
So everything about your production was so well played.
Yeah. Thank you, man. That's like
No problem.
Yeah.
It's genuinely, I'm being so honest. So like, how did you like approach making this?
Oh, right. It was like I think it was about a 4 or 5 month It's like songs were kind of like I'm one of these people where I work when I feel creative, so I don't try to push myself.
I know.
won't.
That's how it be.
But like I've learned, like, especially with songwriting, is that if you try and force something out of yourself, you just get frustrated.
It's gonna be horrible.
And it's like, yeah, it's gonna sound horrible. And like I've got so many demos, like, just been like, oh, get this song done, like get this here, get this, and it doesn't sound good, and it doesn't like flow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. The first song I ever wrote, I think, is your personal favorite, is Falling. I know that's like Larry's favorite as well, so shout out to Larry.
Shout out to Larry.
And
Jameer.
and shout out to Sebi as well, that's right. Yeah. So it was a really natural process, because I remember the original version, I sampled some drums, and then I like chopped up this ambience from a Frank Ocean song and put it behind it, and it sounded really good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it for the night. And then I got up the next day, put some guitars on it, and then everything was just like so natural the way it was put together.
So
like, I did
the whole thing. You played every instrument that.
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah, so everything on there. I mean, I had a guy called my friend Luke. He's probably listening, so shout out to Luke. Did drums on 2 of the songs, and I sampled two of the drums on 2 of the songs. The way I work is I just build. So I put something down. Okay, I'll put this on it, and then this on it, and then this on it. That's what I was saying about Falling. Is it felt so, because I wasn't even like thinking, oh, okay, let's put that there. It was just like, oh, okay, let's just try this, and if it works, it works. And then it did, and then like I just managed to put this track together, and then it was done in about an hour and a half. Like,
that's how it usually be, right? You ever listen to interviews and people are like, their hits that they made, it was just like, it just happened, you know?
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me, is like, when I was watching interviews, I was always like, how the hell did they write that in like 30 minutes? Like, it doesn't seem possible. But like, once you get in that rhythm and you're just like working, and like you're not even thinking about anything else, you're just putting things on, it just comes, and then you're done. Yeah. Every song that I wrote, I knew was going on the EP. Like, as soon as it came about, I was like, that's going on there. That's like, I think when you, obviously, you know, as a creative, when you do something that sounds great, or like, you know is great, you're like, okay, that's going to be the one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I knew what was going to be the big single, and I knew Falling was going to go, like, not big, but like, I knew it was going to be, for my standards, be like, blow what I like wanted out of the water. I knew it was going to be like the song. Yeah, it was very, very natural, and like, I'm really happy that it came out like that, because once like I'd sat down and I'd finished one of the songs, I just kind of knew. It's like, I know I've got like a finished EP here, like I don't need to do anything else with it, like I just know. And then I just put it out as it was, and then yeah, so we're here in this position. So it's all been a bit mad over the last few months, but yeah, that's what I want. So yeah.
How many instruments do you play?
I'd say, for good measure, I'm gonna say 3. But if I push it, I could say 4.
Which ones?
But guitar, bass, I sing, and then I could push it and say I play a bit of keyboard. But I'm not that good. I'm just like, can do what I need to do and then just leave it. But Steve Lacy produced Pride for Kendrick. He did Folding Clothes on J. Cole's album, and like, he's 19 and did it all on his iPhone, playing every instrument. And that's like, do you know what I mean? When you see people like that, that's what I kind of strive to be like.
Mm-hmm. And that's so self-sufficient. Wow.
I've watched like a lot of OVO 40, and like I've always been really captivated by like what he does.
That's a random inspiration.
It's really random, but like I've watched like a load of his videos in Toronto, and I'm like, I want that. Like, I want to do that. The way he talks about like production, especially on like Drake album as well, it's like Jungle off of If You're Reading This It's Too Late is one of my favorite songs
ever. That was a cool song. I remember that song.
Yeah, but like the way he talked about the production on it was like, that's really inspiring. I want to go and do that. And then I like used his like the way he like rolled the tops off and filtered something out on one of my songs, and then like that's how I got there. So it's like, it's really weird as a creative how you pull inspiration, because like it could just come from anywhere. I think what people don't like, if you're not a creative, you well like,
because I hate being like told on cue, like, yo, upload.
Yeah. If someone told me like, go sit down, go make a song, bring it back to me in an hour, I'd be like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, where do I start? Like, I don't know what to do.
That easy?
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't know what to do, but like, yeah, no, I agree. Like, but I think as well, like what you're saying about what you need to do is like, as a creative, you're always thinking about what you need to do next, and sometimes it can be really difficult, because it's like, well, I've done that now, and like I've like I had an idea, I've done it, and then it's like, well, where do I go from here? And like I think what's quite cool about being a creative is like it relies a lot on spontaneity, and like
Yes.
1 minute you can just be like, oh, okay, let's do that, try it, and you've got like something that you're really proud of and you can put out, and that's like the best thing about being creative is it's just like comes from nowhere.
I love the fact that you're so involved in the production, though. I really do.
I've yeah, no, because people like in the part they've offered me like instrumentals and stuff like that, and like although I like it, do you know what I mean? I'd rather be hands on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels more personal.
Yeah,
It
and
feels
like
more of you. That's why I like, even though my thumbnails are really shit, and I need to eventually, get on my
yeah,
Photoshop wave, I
yeah.
still make my own thumbnails just because I feel more comfortable doing it.
If it's gonna be put out under my name, I want to be like the person that, do you know what I mean, does it
Right.
and like that makes it, and then I can turn around and say, well, I wrote that, I did that, and like I'm really happy the way it came out. Obviously, not to discredit anyone that like works with producers, like straight up, like that's sick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like
I
some
mean,
of the,
like, at the end of the day, I think music is music, but like, there's a certain level of reverence I give to people that all of it comes from them.
yeah, no, I totally agree. Like so many of the artists that I look up to as well, like that I have like a huge hand. Do you know what I mean in the production of their work? And I think the the thing about like making like records and things like that is that when I want to make like something like if I wanted to make another EP, I'd want to have a vision for it, and I feel like if I was going to make another EP, then that vision would have to come from me. Get that vision from my head onto paper, and then get it out instead of like telling it to someone, going, "You make this, and then bring it back to me, and then I'll do something on it, and then it's out." You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I personally would approach my art. But like so many people approach their art in different ways, and like I think that's really, really good. One of my best friends, he makes music. Shout out to Felix. And he did a load of the work on my EP, and like some of the like things he did with the mixing and stuff like that is just like taking it to like another level. But like I feel like it is important like to have other people involved like in your work, because obviously you've got no one to kind of like compare it with. Do you know what I mean? Or like say, okay,
bounce it off somebody.
yeah, exactly. And like you have to get recognition from other people and say, okay, is this good? Is this not?
Right.
And then go from there. But yeah.
Quick question.
Go on.
What genre technically would you classify your music as?
I'll give you like the proper answer, and then I'll give you the pretentious one. So, I'd probably count myself as like, I don't know, like kind of like new wave R&B, but also like with like I'd say like indie rock involved in it as well.
I was getting a different version of The Weeknd as far as sound.
Really?
Yeah, it's not as dark, and it's not the path that he takes in the Crossroads, but it's the same area is what I was feeling.
The platform, there's a really good platform in the UK called BBC Introducing, and they play unsigned artist music on the radio. But it's like the BBC are like the biggest kind of like company in terms of like TV and stuff. Yeah, they were comparing me to Frank and Prince, and I was like, I don't want to personally like make that comparison, but like it's a huge comparison to have on your shoulders. Do you know what I mean?
I can feel
Like,
the Frank in there. I can feel the Frank along with the Abel.
do you know what? That's the biggest compliment, and I can't thank, like, if anyone wants to make that comparison, I can't thank them enough, because like they're two artists that I grew up on, like listening to and like watching, and yeah. I mean, like I model a lot of my, like when I used to be in bands and stuff, it was really weird. I used to model like a lot of my stage stuff off of The Weeknd, which is like a really weird thing to say, but like he's always been one of like my biggest inspirations. So hopefully I get to work with the two of them one day.
If you could
like
only
just
meet one.
God, who would I meet? I don't know.
You probably will meet them, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
You
I mean,
will.
I'm gonna speak that into existence. Hopefully, but I'm really like tempted to say Frank, but like, I don't. I like.
Do you want to keep him as like the mythical one?
Yeah, I want to keep him as like the mythical unicorn. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know him. I'm gonna say The Weeknd, because I think I'd really like to fulfill that like 14-year-old dream of mine.
Fair enough.
So I'd like to just meet him and be like, oh, okay, I've done it. Like I've actually met him and see what he's like. I'd like to keep Frank as like the weird guy, like away from everything.
Next year when you go to uni, how are you gonna?
Yeah.
Do you have like a vision of how you're gonna approach like continuing music while you're there?
I'll probably be like most like an hour away from home. But like obviously I'm taking all my stuff with me. But the good thing is I'll be closer to a lot of the people I collaborate with. So I'm hoping for like some actual proper like real life sessions, you know what I mean? But regular. So that I can actually like sit down and like spend like 3 or 4 hours at one time just making like a straight like record, which would be quite fun. I don't know, I think maybe even moving away might give me like that extra bit of freedom, like because I'll be able to work when I want. Do you know what I mean?
Be part of the growing experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like university is really, really good because it gives a lot of people new experiences and stuff like that, and that's like content to write about and things like that. So there's so much to look forward to. It's just about time, really.
Do you plan on finishing uni, right?
Well, if I can finish it, then like 100%. I'd like, because then if it all goes wrong, do you know what I mean? At least I can say, okay, I've got a degree, then I can walk out.
Exactly. See, that's all I wanted to hear. Cause like, man, I know you have such a good head on your shoulders. Because the thing that I get that it's totally worth it to like, you know, drop out of school if you have something that's really for you. Totally for it, you know, music, professional athlete, whatever it is. But it's not impossible, and people make it seem harder than it has to be to do school and something else like music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what some people don't realize is that your relevance is definitely finite. It will, like, I see so many like pop stars from like, let's say from like 2010. Do you know when like they had massive hits, and then like you kind of turn around now and you go, oh shit, where did they go? Like, who are they? Like, what are they doing now? When you're at uni, there's like, the only pressures you have are the academic pressures. Like, obviously, like sitting exams and stuff, and that, like, that's the only pressures you have. Whereas, like, once you've got a job and like you step out into what like a lot of adults call the real world, that's when like you've got to start like thinking about funding yourself and doing all these things, and you just like, there's not that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather just take advantage of that time I have, that I can be creative, rather than just sit on it. Do you know what I mean? And just be like, oh well, I can do it later, or like, you know what I mean? I want to blow up now. I'm gonna like do everything I can to make sure like I succeed and do what I want to do whilst I'm at it, and give it a go. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at the moment, I'm just enjoying how it's all going, and it's only up from here. So stay tuned. February, there'll be a music video for. So if you like it, then
say it again. You broke up a little.
Okay, hang on. Right. February, a music video for Fallin'. So if you like the song, stay tuned and you can go watch that video in February. Get ready. Thank you, Andre, for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Surreal.
Only time she see me when I'm inside. In the sunset, it feels right. Let the river run, let my feet ache. I'm in pain, but it's alright. I need conventions. I'm feeling trapped in a different dimension. Knife to my throat and it's not worth the mention. I'm disconnected and she never know. Choked on my words and swallowed the snow. Fell in the dark, I lost the glow. One night I went and got lost in the rain. One day I went and got lost in my brain. I'm never coming home now. I'm on my own now. She took the sun away. She left me so down. Shawty coulda let me down on a better day. Anyway, I'm stuck side down, I'ma set it straight. 45 to my fucking brain, I'ma let it spray. Shawty never want my 2 cents, I'ma let her pay. She gon' let me drown in my dream and I can't escape. Smoking on that wet Mary Jane, let it meditate. Hurt me into the light with her, now I'm led astray. Praying to the heavens, out of hell, I'm just trying to keep myself from falling for you. Falling.